Okay, everybody, so I'm going to try this again, and I don't know how well it's going to go, but I'm trying it from my phone this time because apparently my computer doesn't want to work with me, and I have no idea why. Maybe it's the graphics card. I don't know. Anyway, so the reason why I'm doing this live tonight is because I wanted to let you all know about my friend whose son has Christensen syndrome. Wyatt is her son, and so my friend Cassie, her son is getting a service dog from Paws for Ability, and her son has the same genetic condition that my son has. He is in need of a service dog, and so I will be doing, so somebody's messaging me at the same time. Sorry about that. Hello, Alex, Regina. Anyway, so my friend Heather and I decided that we were going to come together and try and help out this family get a service dog for Wyatt, because Wyatt really needs a service dog. His service dog will be trained in some autism assistance training, as well as seizure alerts, and it's very, very important that he gets his dog as soon as possible. So my friend Heather and I, hi Vicky, and hi Cassie. So Cassie's on too. Cassie, do you want to get on the camera? I mean, you could talk a little bit more about your son. You don't have to. It's not like an obligation. But while I'm waiting for her to answer, so my friend Heather and I came together and thought that this would be a really good idea. Heather is deaf, so she has posted a couple of videos in using American Sign Language to talk a little bit about what she's selling and why. And so this is what she's selling. It's Pampered Chef. Lots of people are familiar with Pampered Chef. Okay, Cassie, I'll bring you on in just a moment, okay? Excuse me. A lot of people are familiar with Pampered Chef. Well, here you go. This is what we're selling. We're selling this to try and raise some money to get, hi Mary, to get Wyatt a service dog. And I would love, love, love for you to purchase something from me. There is a group on Facebook. I will post the link to that later on my regular profile page. So if you're watching this, you should be able to easily just find that once I post the link. But this is it, Pampered Chef. The party is open until March the 26th. Sorry about that. March the 26th. And I'm going to bring Cassie on here so she can tell you a little bit more about Wyatt and why he needs a dog. And tell us a little bit about maybe what you're hoping to get out of a service dog for Wyatt, and then also maybe what you like about Paws for Ability. I mean, we already know that I love Paws for Ability, and it's been nothing but absolute greatness, but let's see what Cassie has to say as well. Okay, so I'm adding her now. I don't know how it's going to work. The technology hasn't been my friend the last couple of days. Let's see how it does. Sorry about the movement of the camera. Bring them on camera. Add. Cassie, it doesn't want to let me add you. I don't know why. Okay, I think that might have done it. Let's see if it does. There was something else I had to do. It was really weird. I don't know what it is about the features with Facebook Live these days, but hopefully they'll get their algorithms together and get everybody on the same page, because I was hoping to have some closed captioning, which is why I initially used my computer. But I can't figure out how to do closed captioning on here, and I have no idea why. All right, so here comes Cassie to talk to us about Wyatt. Maybe. I said add. This is so weird. I don't know why it's not working, Cassie. But I keep telling it to do it. Like I've told it like 4 or 5 times to add you. Okay, so if you want, Cassie, you can post stuff in the comments about Wyatt as we're going. Yeah, I know you sent the request and it won't let me add you anyway. I don't know what the deal is with Facebook tonight. It's really kind of ticking me off because I've already had a bunch of trouble with the closed captioning and I want to be able to use that. Anyway, I don't know if anybody else can like check and see if there's closed captioning when I do the lives this way. I can't check myself while I'm doing a live event, so it's just frustrating. Anyway, back to what we've got here. So, of course, this is for Wyatt, and Wyatt has Christensen syndrome, and with that comes some intellectual developmental disability. He has a condition with his eyes that comes along with that. Wyatt also has a heart condition that's we're pretty sure that's not part of Christensen syndrome. That's in addition to all of his other medical fragileness, I guess. Anyway, so we're selling Pampered Chef, and I've already placed my own order, so you all need to get on that. And it's a party, so, you know, celebrate or something. So they've got this like blender. The blender looks really cool. And let's see, the catalog blender in the catalog it says see page 9. Let's see page 9. Oh, lovely. There we go. Page 9. Okay, and the blender cost is $349 for the blender. But don't fret if that's like a whole lot, because there are quite a few items that are $10 or under, which is great. Let's see what else I can find in here to show you some of the things that don't cost quite as much. Of course, you can go to the party page, which I'll be sharing the link with you all later. So there's even some stuff just on this page of the catalog that's quite a bit less. I don't know how well you all can see that. On the front cover is this really cool panini press. It lays down like completely flat and can turn into a grill. So I think that's pretty cool too. I ordered a thing to like scrape my cutting board. So I'm going to be really glad when it gets here. But it's my friend Heather who's selling these products. I'm doing a party with her. And it's Pampered Chef. Anyway, it's for Wyatt. And he is going to be getting a dog from Paws for Ability. I've talked a little bit on my lives before about Paws for Ability, about how great that organization is. Their CEO, love her. Her name is Karen Shirk. She has some significant physical things that impact her as well, and so she has her own service dog. I think that is just phenomenal that she can. Okay, sorry about that. I know I cut out there for a second. Anyway, whoa, sorry. Phone fell down. I forgot what I was saying. This is my life. I was saying something and then something happens and I forget. Uh, oh, yes, I was talking about the CEO, Karen Shirk of Four Paws for Ability. She founded Four Paws for Ability in 1996, and the reason why she founded them is because she had her own significant medical issues, and she kept trying to get a service dog and kept being told no. And so she was like, well, I want to help out all these people that keep getting told no. And it turned out that the majority of the people who were getting told no were children and their parents. So they formed 3-unit teams so that people like Wyatt and Thatcher could have service dogs that help them when they go out in the community, help them immensely every day, all the time. We don't go anywhere without Saul, and Saul gets upset if we try to go anywhere without him because that's his boy and he knows that he needs to take care of his boy. He's totally cool with us leaving the house without him as long as his boy stays put. So that's why this is really, really important. I do want to say that the other night, Wyatt had some seizure activity. It was pretty scary. And with our children, those issues can get a lot worse over time. The benefit of having a service dog is that a service dog can alert to a seizure prior to it happening so that parents can get things like rescue meds and get prepared for that seizure to happen, no matter what kind of seizure it is. That way, the rescue medication is ready. Everything emergency preparation-wise is ready to go. So, basically that's life-saving to know when that seizure is going to happen. And why do we not use machines for this? We don't use machines because a dog's nose can smell a lot quicker than a machine can tell what's happening with the body. The same goes for what we use Saul for. Saul is trained in tethering, tracking, and behavior interruptions. You can probably see a sign behind me that says a spoiled, rotten golden lives here. He is quite spoiled. So yeah, he's been just wonderful, but he's trained in tethering, tracking, and behavior interruptions. And how does he do tracking? He goes and finds Thatcher by scent, which I think is fantastic. He finds Thatcher by scent. He goes and, he knows when there are changes with his boy, whatever. Right now, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, I just looked to see a reflection to see where he was. I'm almost certain he's in the bedroom with his boy, just laying next to him, which when we first got him, it just wasn't like that. Let's see if I can add. Oh, it's adding. Oh, Cassie, it's adding. Let's see if it does it this time. Okay, I'm not sure what happened there, but Cassie, can you hear me now? Can you post that in the chat box? Can anybody hear me? Anybody post that in the chat? Hmm. Anyway, so what we're selling, I know Kendra had just popped on here. Um, so here we go. It's Pampered Chef, and this is to help a little boy who needs a service dog. So, um, can anybody post in there to tell me if you can hear me? Can you hear me? Let me try something different. Okay, can people hear me now? Is this working? Hmm. Let's see here if I can get somebody to check this out for me. Okay, no. Okay, so I was trying to see if my mom could pop on here and tell me what's going on. Um, or my sister will pop up and I will ask her. Okay, so let's see if she'll pop on here for me and let me know if she can hear me. Okay, I see we've got 3 views right now, and she says live question mark because she doesn't know how to do this. Okay, so my mom popped in too, so I'm going to see if they can pop on here and just tell me whether or not they can hear me. So I see we've still got 4 people. How can I go to see the closed captioning? That's Heather. Um, gosh, I have no idea how to do that on the phone. Um, could somebody try to turn on closed captioning and let Heather know? Heather is deaf, and so she cannot actually hear me. So could somebody just pop on here and um, just check that and see if we can turn on. Ah, yes, my sister can hear me. Hi, sis. Um, sis, can you check and see if you can turn on some closed captioning on your phone? Heather's deaf and she cannot hear me. So can you please see it? Because I can't do it myself because I'm actually making the live video. I don't know if we can do that because I'm doing it on my phone. I tried to do this on the computer where I knew I would be able to turn on closed captioning, and it said no. Like the whole internet or the whole Facebook just said, no, you can't do that. I forgot Heather's sign name. Hi, Mom. So Mom's in here too, and she can hear me. Can anybody check to see if there's closed captioning that can hear me for Heather? Okay, thank you, sis. I appreciate it. So while we're waiting, I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. Um, we're doing a Pampered Chef party, and I'll be posting a link to that later. Um, but you might have already received an invite from me for the Pampered Chef Party. The reason why we're doing that, is to support Wyatt in getting his service dog from Paws for Ability. And so I tried to bring Cassie on here for just a little bit to talk a little bit about Wyatt. And every time I try to bring her on as somebody in the live video, it decides that nobody should be able to hear me. And which that happened the last time when we did our It Works party as well. The catalog can be found through the link. That is true. Can somebody message Heather and ask her to post the link in the chat, please? Just, you can either private message her, or you can just post it in this chat and she'll see it there. But she does have the link. If she could post the link in the chat, that would be awesome. So I was saying that there are some things in here that are pretty expensive. I get that. Not everybody has the money to just go and be like, you know, I can't afford that. There are some things in here that are $10 and under, so don't let that discourage you. That, you know, and they're kitchen things. You're going to use them. You're definitely going to use them. Let me find the link and post it here. New products come in March. If you want to wait till March 1st to get new products, that's great too. Oh, yay! So my mom is going to be fostering children, and she just put in that her home is going to be open for foster children on Tuesday. Yay! Oh, hi, Timmy. I don't know if that's how you pronounce your name. Sorry if it's wrong. What kind of phone? Heather's using an iPhone. Yeah, Heather is big into Apple products. So here it is, Pampered Chef. There's a really cool panini press on the front of the catalog this time. Oh, and if you want a catalog, you can message either me or Heather. Ah, perfect. She put the party link. But if you want a catalog for yourself, you can message either me or Heather. And Heather, I do have somebody. I know she can't hear me. Never mind. Got the info. Just a sec. Perfect. Ha. Oh, she says she's using a laptop right now, but she's using a Mac. So, still an Apple product. I know that they kind of streamline all their stuff. So one of the things that I ordered was, yeah, Pampered Chef is great. So I've already ordered something. I ordered this thing to scrape off like vegetables and stuff off your cutting board, because I'm always using my hands for that. Hi, Cassie. Yeah, I love the thing to scrape off the cutting board. I know I'm gonna love it already, because I'm always like, everything's on my hands, and I don't like it. I don't like the sensory feeling of it. Hopefully you can join. Hopefully I can join you in a minute. Yeah, I don't know what it is with this. It doesn't want anybody to hear me when you're on with me. So, I mean, we can absolutely try it again, Cassie, so you can talk a little bit more about Wyatt. Okay, it says adding. We'll try it again. Okay, here we go.
Hey.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Awesome. Awesome. We're golden now. Good. So you want to talk a little bit about Wyatt?
Yeah. So Wyatt is 3, almost 4, with Christensen syndrome and a little bit of autism from the Christensen syndrome. Hoping to get his service dog to relieve a little bit of stress off of me, just with his balance issue, seizures, walking, teethering, and whatnot. So I'm trying to raise the fund for his dog. He had a new set of seizures this week called absent seizures, if I'm saying it right, which is very. You are. The neurology doctors call it something else. It's very weird, but I call them absent seizures. just very chaotic. He was sleeping in my arms. I didn't know that it was coming on. So it was kind of like, okay, somebody get their phone to record. Where's the rescue medicine? So it was just very chaotic. You know, I know with the service dog, they could probably be able to detect something way sooner than what I was able to detect. So it'll be nice.
Okay, so Alicia, yeah, they sometimes do call them petite mal seizures. There are so many different types of seizures that it's actually kind of hard to keep up with. So
They were pronouncing it absence seizures or something like that. It was very weird, but I know a lot of us just call them absent seizures.
yeah, or silent seizures or something like that. So I don't know if you saw that in the chat, sis, but Heather says that she's doing this from a laptop and it appears that it won't let her do it that way. Heather, maybe you could pop off and join us on your phone. Maybe that would work. I don't know. Maybe somebody could tell her that. Because I know she can't hear me. So anyway, so I know you tried the Pampered Chef thing once before. Oh, she says hi, Wyatt. Where's Wyatt?
I've had my camera flip, so
Oh, there we go.
He's got his leg crossed in the air again. It cracks me up.
Yeah. Thatcher does that sort of thing too sometimes, especially when he was younger. So but yeah, he's an adorable little boy.
He does that a lot just because if nobody's aware of Christensen syndrome, their legs get really tired. So he has a hard time keeping his balance while he's watching his tunes or shows or whatever. So he's got to kind of balance his weight a little bit.
Right. Right, absolutely. But anyway, so we're talking about Wyatt, but we're also talking about how we're going to be helping Wyatt get his service dog, and that is by joining the party, getting something from Pampered Chef. You don't have to spend a lot. You can spend a lot. I mean, I'm totally cool with you spending a lot. I'm sure Heather would be totally cool with you spending a lot. So would Cassie. But you don't have to. There are products in this catalog under $10. Earlier, Heather said that there are new products coming out on March the 1st. The party is open until March the 26th, so there is a little bit of time. But, you know, I'm doing the live now, so don't forget to order. Don't forget to order and help this little boy out because he needs a service dog. And his mama needs to be able to sleep because the worry is causing some issues.
Let's just say I've co-slept with him since he's been born. So with the activity increasing at night, it's causing him to toss and turn all night. So I'm only getting probably roughly about 3 or 4 hours of sleep every night, probably since he's been born. So it's tough.
Wow. Wow. Hi, Becca. So I see you're just joining us, right? So we're trying to raise some money to get Wyatt a service dog, and Wyatt has the same genetic condition that my son has, and he's going to be getting a service dog from the same place where my son got his service dog. So hi, Debbie. Hey, it was so nice to see you and Eric the other day. That was such a nice surprise.
Why? Come here, Bubby. Come say hi. I'm going to disconnect the camera so everyone can see him real quick, but my phone's going to die.
Okay.
Say hi, Bubby. Say hi.
Hi.
Can we wave? Can we wave? Say hi. Can you say hi to everybody? He so
He's so cute.
he so stole a sippy cup lid out of the dishwasher, so it's holding his
Oh,
attention.
yes, because he needs something definitely odd to chew on. Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's how our boys do. They like to have that odd thing to carry around with them and chew on. But yeah, it was so for anyone just joining us, we're trying to raise a little money to get Wyatt a service dog. We're doing that by, I'm doing a Pampered Chef party. I've got the catalog right here. I've already placed my order, and it will help to place your order. You don't have to spend a whole lot. Totally cool if you do, but you don't have to spend a whole lot. I love just, I've never had an issue with anything I've gotten from Pampered Chef. The great thing about the Pampered Chef products is they last forever. I mean, like, I have this one little spatula, this little tiny Pampered Chef spatula that I use for desserts and everything, and I've literally had it for years. And I'm not even sure when I bought it. I might have bought it when we were doing fundraising for Thatcher to get his service dog. I might have bought it before. I don't remember. But yeah, it's the products just last forever. And the spatula literally has like it's metal,
no.
and it literally has like no scratches or anything on it. Hi Bonnie, how are you? So yeah, so Pampered Chef, you're not just going to be helping, a consultant who's my friend named Heather. You're not going to be just helping somebody with their small business. You're also going to be helping this little boy, and it's very, very important because he needs a service dog. I don't know if you heard that. That was motion from my son's room. Anyway, this organization that they're getting the service dog from, they're trying to raise, what is it, 17,000 right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 17,000. And I mean, that sounds like this big, huge, obnoxious number. I know it does. However, I will tell you, it's 100% worth it. The service dogs, the training can cost anywhere between, how much was the training cost again?
I think in my contract it's anywhere between 40 to 60,000 altogether with
Yeah.
training, all that. I recently visited Paws. The operation, the business was huge. Their dogs are very well taken care of. It was really nice seeing Paws and meeting all the dogs. So
yeah, and all of their dogs are so super friendly. Like Saul is, I mean, any of my people who know Saul and know Thatcher can chime in and say, and help us out here a little with the people who don't know. Seeing Thatcher and Saul together, it's like they're like two peas in a pod. They do everything together. They go everywhere together. And Cassie has actually met us in person, and she actually got to see Saul work with Thatcher. So
yeah, it was very neat, and Wyatt got to interact with one of the dogs that was in one of the training classes. The dog didn't move, didn't bark, didn't do nothing. Let Wyatt just hug all over the dog, or Wyatt was hugging all over the dog, and the dog didn't even budge or anything like that. So the training is like phenomenal.
yeah, but the training, because it's phenomenal, it's not going to be cheap, it's but the company only asks the families to raise a portion of that fund, and you can help by purchasing something from the Pampered Chef Party. There is another way to donate directly to Wyatt. There is a fundraising page, but you can help two people at the same time by doing this with the Pampered Chef. Or you do still have that option of donating directly through their fundraising page. And what is it called? Your fundraising page is Paws for Wyatt, or
Yeah, if you go to my Facebook directly, I think I'm listed under Cassie Marie Cordell. There's a Facebook fundraiser on there. I've also started a GoFundMe fundraiser just for the people that don't have Facebook. So those are the two right now that I'm doing, along with like a shoe drive.
Right. And then I don't know if Heather ever figured out the closed captioning, but there are ways to also host a party. And Heather can tell you more about that in her own live. She has done a live once before where she did this in American Sign Language. So if you know anybody who would need somebody to tell them about this in American Sign Language, we're in constant communication with each other. So she's, I mean, it's sign language is her first language. She's very fluent in it. But I'm not, which is why I'm not doing this in sign language also. But you can host a party and, you know, do your own fundraiser. You can host it with my friend Heather, or however you want to do it. Hi, Karen. So, oh, we got, is Karen, who's Karen, Cassie? Because that's one of your people.
She's my mother-in-law, so my husband's mom.
Okay, so yeah, we got, my mom's Karen Chambers. So she was in here earlier. I don't know if she's still in here with us, but she was here earlier. And so yeah, you can order something from Pampered Chef. I'm sure that my friend Heather would appreciate your business. You can also host your own party where you can do a fundraiser, or you can donate directly to the fundraiser that Cassie has going. But either way, you know, whatever you do, you're already going to be helping. I have personally donated to the fundraiser that Cassie has. I also did an It Works party for her where Cassie was the host. Now I'm doing this Pampered Chef party, and I'm the host of this one. But all of what I would potentially get as a host is going straight to Wyatt getting his service dog, because that's just how I roll. I don't need any extras. I need Wyatt to get his service dog because I know how important it is, and I know how much it's going to change Cassie and Wyatt's life and Cassie's husband's life, who I haven't met her husband. So what's your husband's name? I forgot.
Danny.
Weird that I would forget that when my husband's name is Donnie. Okay, so anyway, I am gonna pop off here because I've been on here for a while, but keep in mind that you can do that. Heather earlier posted the link to the party in the live event, and Cassie, if you want to post again the link to where they can go to just donate funds, or you know, you can get your Pampered Chef, which is great. Would love it. It looks like somebody new joined us, but I can't tell. So yeah, bless your heart and thank you. Well, you're welcome, and I hope that Wyatt can get his dog very, very, very soon. I know that there's going to be a waiting period because they have to complete their fundraising goal before they get placed into a class. So we did all of this, and I know a lot of people are like, well, maybe it's a fake organization, maybe they won't get their dog, and blah, blah. These are all things that we got asked and told when we were fundraising for Saul. That is not how this organization works. Absolutely not. Their founder and CEO has some significant needs herself, and share this with your friends. Share the love. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if Heather figured out closed captioning, but yeah.
I think too, if you go to Paws for Ability, Karen just recently did a documentary about her story too. So it was very, very touching. So.
She did. She did. She absolutely did that. And later on, I'll post a link to that on my Facebook so that you all can see it. But yeah, the reason why she did this was because she needed a service dog and she kept getting told no. And so she wanted to help out others who were getting told no when they needed service dogs. And it turned out that the majority of people who need or want service dogs who continually get told no are children and their parents. So that's who she works with. And it's been phenomenal just being a part of that organization in general. And the dogs are always friendly, and it's just been great. It's definitely worth it to purchase something from Pampered Chef to help them get the service dog. You're helping two people at once just by ordering something from Pampered Chef. So try that out. I know you'll love the products. I know I do. And even if they're the ones that cost a little bit less, the products are still great. But yeah, help us out. All right, I'm gonna head off of here. I know Wyatt's probably tired. Everybody's tired. Bye.
Say bye, Wyatt.
Bye, Wyatt.
He's busy right now.